I'm Linda, and pardon me, we're live today in Brisbane, Australia. I just want to grab the important piece of information for today. Today, we're going to be talking about where you can see in your life, are you afraid of love? Now, if you're here for the replay, let's do a hashtag replay, and thank you all for watching and thank you all for coming today. It's wonderful to be here with you. And as we go into the discussion today, I'm just going to bring up, here we go. No, wrong one. Okay. I'm having a bit of a challenge today with the, here we are, right one. Right, here we go. So, I was thinking this morning, some people in my group have been challenged with anxiety this week. And really we're wired for love right down deep into our DNA. So it's only the events in life that keep us from being able to live fully in that space all the time. Now, how we can recognize if we're afraid of love is, first of all, we all want to be fully known and fully accepted right down deep in our hearts. So if you took a minute and you just did your deep breathing, 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out, and you would really feel and be able to own how much we want to be fully known and fully accepted. And that's for everyone. So when you take it from that space and then you apply it to everyone, then it actually brings up a lot of kindness in your heart for yourself and for other people as well. So how you can recognize when you're afraid of love, so it's afraid of yourself, afraid of life, afraid of loving and being loving. There's certain key points we can see in our life. So, are we afraid we or our partner will make mistakes? That's a pretty good indication, okay? And see, some of this, we have to be very, very honest with ourselves about whether we're afraid or not. Because oftentimes in our life, we can have learnt that we shouldn't be afraid, or circumstances were so overwhelming and so fearful when we were a kid that, sorry, excuse my cat, she wants attention, that the fear of being out of control is so overwhelming that we just run on survivor mode, okay? So we fear we have to do everything 100% correct to receive love. And when we do that, you can actually, when you become aware that you're doing that, you can actually begin to feel all the muscles in your body holding really tight, and you become aware of your changes in breathing. So imagine if you do something that you really enjoy and you're feeling loose and free and able to express yourself. Or when you've got the other happening, your body's all tight, your muscles are tight. And especially if you get triggered from your brain, you will freeze up, okay? You will feel the fear around you. We fear asking for our needs, believing if we do, we won't qualify for love. How true is that when you've come out of very deeply dysfunctional families? It is just so true. I remember, well, I didn't even have this information, okay? But I remember being afraid to even recognise what I needed. So I gave so much of my life for others, happily, but I also didn't understand I was afraid to ask for what I needed as well. So even simple things with our kids can come down to a negotiation when you're no longer afraid of asking for what you need. It's like, Mum, can you give me a lift to, Matt's place? Well, yeah, I can if you give me a hand to finish doing the dishes. See the difference? When you're not afraid, when you're afraid to ask for what you need, then you'll drop everything and go, yes, I'll be right there. Or you'll say, yes, I've got to finish this, and that's it. But you won't negotiate the energy exchange between your child and you, okay? And then think about how that applies with your partner as well, okay? Begin by treating yourself kindly, okay? And as you go about your day-to-day life, begin to notice where you aren't being kind to yourself when you're beating yourself up. because you're believing you haven't done something 100% perfect. We can't do that. Like, that just tires your brain out mentally. Not to mention how you're making yourself feel. So we've got to start being kinder to ourselves. And then as we do, when we fill that bucket of kindness in our heart, then we'll find that we're able to be kinder to other people as well. We won't be so focused mentally that we just want to get things done. Okay? And crikey, I used to do that all the time. I just want to get this done, and then I'll be kind to myself. Then I will have done enough, etc., etc. Doesn't work like that. Be kind to yourself. Some days you can only do so much, okay? Because a whole lot of other events take over. So, Panda, sit down, darling. Okay, next. Accept other people understand life differently to you. And look, if you've come through trauma, that can be a hard thing to wrap your brain around because you're still holding on to your heart. It's still very fearful in your heart and your brain, obviously, but in your heart that the same events can happen again. What am I going to do? Am I going to feel out of control, etc., etc.? And there's a whole bigger picture that comes with that. But just for today, remember that other people will see life differently to you, and even your partner will see life differently to you, your kids will. But if you're prepared to communicate, then you can have a level of communication that understands, all right? Understand each other. When mistakes happen, practice love. So if the kids are driving your Fruit Loops, going around the bend, just try and stop and feel kindness for yourself. Know that you're doing the best you can today, just today, and that we're going to practice love. And, they can be a little terror sometimes, but when they are, we've got to practice love and teach them to stop being a terror and practice love. How are you going to go about teaching them to practice love is a good first question. And get creative. We are creative people. And in your individual situation, you can come up with a creative solution. Now, that creative solution might only last however long that particular age is. But then once you've done one creative solution, you can come up with another. Okay? When a mistake happens, practice love. Well, that fits in with it as well. We're going to make mistakes, and we want other people to practice love with us when we make mistakes. And it's okay to make mistakes because that's where we learn. And look, in the trenches of the deepest, darkest emotional stuff is when we learn to come out practicing love as well. Sorry, my nose. Now, using fear for emotional manipulation is not love. I read this post in another group yesterday, and it just broke my heart how this couple were in the process of getting divorced. They'd separated, and how she was speaking to him was just fear-based and using the child as a threat. And, he was so afraid that if he did or said anything wrong, he was going to lose access to his kid. We cannot do this if we expect to teach our children how to love and how not to use fear to control the situation. Okay? And think about if you're using fear to try and control your children. All right? You don't want to do that either. We want to be sensible and realistic, but we don't want to use the emotion of fear to control them. Love people even when they say no, and learn to say no too. So if somebody says no to you that they can't do that, then love them, okay? Respect them, honour them that they've been able to say no, and then you learn to say no too. A lot of this is emotion, okay? Love is emotion in action. So we can't put love into the logic category all the time. We can be realistic about it, but we can't always say, well, love goes this way, this way, this way. Because love is about more than one, and then we've got to have good communication skills to negotiate different aspects of what's happening in life. And the biggest question is, are you viewing love as a limited supply? And I'm going to leave that one with you, because if you can sit down and spend 10 minutes just doing your 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out breathing, and have a cuppa and really examine within yourself, are you viewing love as a limited supply? And how that, and then if you can see that you are, like, don't be afraid to feel it, because you're going to grow and learn from it. And if you're feeling that, and we do over time in different areas, we never just conquer it all. What you can do then is ask, how can I change that around? How can I begin to view love as an endless supply? And you'll have an answer unique for you, for your life. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed Afraid of Love, and being able to have the tools and techniques to know where you can begin to examine where you are afraid of love in life, and that you do actually have, pardon me, an endless supply as well. Remember, you can hit your notifications if you want to know when I'm online. I'm basically online the same time, Monday to Friday. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe. You'll get notified when a new video's up. Thanks for watching today. It's been great to have you with me, and it's a privilege to share some information into your life. Okay, bye for today.